Hello guys, welcome to my channel once again. Please, if you are old here, thanks so much for coming back again. But if you are new here, please hit on the subscribe button to subscribe for better content. Alright, so today we are gonna take a look at how to create or design a church flyer with text only, and this is going to be amazing. Alright, so without much ado, let's jump into Photoshop and see what to do. Alright, so here is your Photoshop, and we'll go to File, New, to create our new document. And over here, I'm gonna change the name of my document to Frank. That's actually my name, Frank. Okay, I'm not gonna change the width size. I'm not going to change anything here. I'm gonna keep my width to what, 21 centimeters, my height to 23.06 centimeters, and my resolution to 300 pixels per inches. Alright, so over here I'll leave everything like this and hit on create. Alright, so you can actually see that this document or this paper size is not fit the screen. So what to do is what? Click on view, then fit on screen. Actually the shortcut key is Ctrl plus 0, Ctrl 0. Alright, so let's set our background and see what to do next. I've grabbed some couple of images from Google, and that is what I'm gonna use to set my background. Alright, so these are the images I got, and the same images I'm gonna use to design this flyer. Also, the first image is what? This infinity rounded tunnel shining flare violet background, and I love this name a lot. So I'm gonna drag it into Photoshop. Make sure to resize this or transform this image to fit my document, and I'll hit on enter for Photoshop to accept it. Right click on it to rasterize this image, and the main reason why I am rasterizing this particular image is that I want to enjoy some certain features of what? Photoshop. Alright, so it's always advisable to what? Rasterize images or any kind of image that you import into Photoshop, so that Photoshop will allow you to enjoy their features. I hope it's pretty much clear. Alright, so what to do next is what? Go for the second image, drag it into Photoshop, and hit on what? Enter. Right click on it to what? Rasterize. Or I'm going to add my layer mask to just because I'm going to do some kind of brushes to it. I'm gonna brush off some places that I don't need. Alright, so over here I'm gonna brush here. Yes, I'm gonna do something like this, brush off all these places that I don't need, and I think it's pretty much better now. Alright, so I'll go for the third image that I grabbed from Google. I'm gonna link all this in the description below for you to get access to them, and do the same thing for me to see on my Instagram. Just follow me on my Instagram. I'm gonna link everything in the description for you to get access to them. Alright, so I'm gonna click on enter for Photoshop to accept all this, or for Photoshop to accept this image. Right click on it to what? Rasterize. Alright, so what to do next is to what? Add my layer marks to it. Press on B to what? Select the brush tool and brush off all these places I don't need. I don't actually need all these places, so I'm gonna brush off all these places. I don't need them. Yep, brush off all this place. Sure, yes, so I don't need all these places, so I'm gonna brush off all those places. What to do next is to what? Create a new layer. I'm gonna create a new layer and also change my color to black. I want to get rid of all this whitish thing in the middle here, so I'm gonna click on only once, and let's see 2, so I can change the opacity to something like this. I'm gonna drag this to where I can see my whitish background. Yep, so I think this is pretty much better now. Alright, so I get my color adjustment, solid color, and I have the color code already. My color code is what? 95951834. Alright, so I also put this link or this color code in the link in the description below for you to get access to them. Alright, I'm gonna set this to multiply. I think this is pretty much better now. Alright, let's get to our layer that we created and also change or reduce the opacity to something pretty much like this and place it here. I think this is much better now. Alright, so we are done with the background, and we are gonna group it by selecting all the layers and group it, Ctrl plus G, and I'll rename it as what? BG. Alright, so BG, that is what my background. Alright, so I'm gonna grab my text tool by pressing on what? T. That's the shortcut key, also T, and also start my testing. Alright, so the first thing to do is what? PI WC Nkwanta. Okay, PI WC Nkwanta. Open my toggle character, increase the size. I'm gonna increase the size. It depends on what you want actually. Increase the size and also change this to caps. Yes, I'm gonna change the font as well. I have a font that I use and that is my favorite font. That is called Monsterrat. My favorite font, Monsterrat. Sure. Change here the font size to something like semi bold. Yes. Reduce the font size also. Sure. Change my color here to white. I'm gonna change the color here to white. Yes. So PIWC in Quanta. I'm gonna reduce it small like this again. Alright. So I think it's pretty much better now. Alright, then I'll accept it in Photoshop. Okay. Go for my move tool, Control A to centerize everything, then Control D to deselect. Alright, so PIWC in Quanta presents. Alright, so present PIWC in Quanta presents. Alright, so Control A to select everything. Go to my font and change my font to I have a font that I actually use for my present and I love that font a lot. So I'm gonna search for it. The name is not actually my habit. I know the font very well. Yeah, I'm gonna grab it right now. Yes, it's here. It's called the Bihad Function BT Present. So PIWC Quanta present. Alright, so something like this. I think it's okay. It's pretty good now. Quanta present. PIWC Quanta present. PIWC Quanta present. I'm gonna accept it here. Alright, resize it something like this. Okay, I think it's pretty much clear now. Present, I think it's not showing, so I'm gonna duplicate it by pressing on Control J to duplicate it, and I think it's showing now, and I think it's pretty much clear too as well. So present one day. So PIWC contact present. Alright, so one day. Control A to select it. I'm not gonna use this font also. PIWC contact present. Go. Alright. So it is go bold upload regular. I love this font as well. PIWC contact present one day. Okay. Present one day. Sure. Present one day prayer first. I worked on the prayer first as well, but I promise you I'm gonna also do a tutorial on how I did everything on a prayer first. So I'm going to my resources again, click on the prayer first and drag it into Photoshop. I'm gonna resize it to fit my document like this. Alright, so prayer first. I promise you I'm gonna show you how I did everything on this prayer first. I'll show you. I've already worked on it already, so I'm gonna show you how I work on it. My one day must be on top of the prayer first, like this, and I think the whole thing is becoming more and more beautiful now. Alright, so PIWC contact present one day prayer first. Okay, so next off is to add a couple of text also dipped. Alright, I'm gonna resize this one too to the size that I want. So PIWC contact present one day Alright, so go for my move to drag the whole thing to this place, to this area. Alright, PI the reason quanta present 1D. Alright, so I'll go for my rectangular tool, draw a very nice rectangle here, like this, like this. Alright, change my color to white, change my color to white. Okay, Control plus A to centerize it as well. Sure, so I think it's pretty much good now. Control plus D to deselect, go for my dipped or dab. I don't know how you guys call it though. Sure, I'll put it there, place it somewhere here. I think I'll place it somewhere here. I'll place somewhere here. Alright, somewhere here. Then grab my text tool again, dab. Okay, or dip. I don't know how you guys call it. Alright, so pray until something happens. Pray until, alright, something happens. Push. Pray until something happens. Push. I think it's making sense. Pray until something happens. And my brother or my sister, if you don't pray, you are losing a whole lot of things in your life. So it's necessary to pray, and don't just pray. Pray until something happens. Pray until something happens. Change the whole thing to caps. Change the whole thing into caps. Alright, then control plus A to select everything again and make sure it is very close to this one. Sure. Change my color to black because it's going to be on top of the white rectangle, so I think it's supposed to be white. Yes, I'll accept it. The main reason why you can't see it is that the layer is on under the rectangle, so I'm gonna drag it on top of the rectangle and boom, it is there. So pray until something happens. Alright, I'm gonna drag my rectangle tool again, draw a small rectangle, something small like this. Alright, change the color white, change the color to white. Alright, then go for my move tool again. I'm gonna move it underneath of what, my dart or my duke. I don't know how you guys call it though. Alright, I think it's somewhere here. Then I can move my dart here too. Sure, I think it's much better now. I'll now move to my rectangle one here, duplicate it, Control plus J, that's the shortcut key. Use the arrow keys to what, move it a little bit here. Right click on it to what, rasterize it, because I'm gonna do some kind of cutting here. So I'll stand here, click, left click, left click again, left click, left click, left click, and come back to where I started. Alright, then can press on what, delete, and boom, it's gone. Control plus D to what, deselect. Use my arrow keys again to drag what has been what has been cut off. Yes, and I think that is exactly what I want. Pray until something happens. Push. Pray until something happens. Alright, so next off to add a couple of text also, a theme. Alright, so I'm gonna add the theme also. The theme is gonna be here, somewhere here. Okay, I'll have to accept it. Control plus A, take my move to what, centerize that one as well. I also pick my pray until something happens and also center it as well. Alright, then Control plus D to deselect. I'll take my text tool, push this one a little bit to this area. I think it's good now. Alright, pray until something happens. Team. Alright, so a Control plus A, select to delete everything. A A glorious church revive. A glorious church revive prayer through prayer. I love this theme. A glorious church revive through prayer. The font is called Go Bold Up Low. A glorious church revive through prayer. Control plus A to select everything and change the color to white. Take the white color from this place. Alright. Then I'll accept it into Photoshop. Pick my move tool again. Alright, so a theme, a glorious church revive through prayer. I'll move it up a little bit like this. Yes, I think it's becoming something beautiful now. Alright, so I'm gonna still pick my rectangular tool, draw a very small rectangle here like this. Change my color to white. I'm gonna change my color to white. Alright, and also do a couple of changes to their edges. I don't want the edge to be like this, so I'm gonna drag to change my edge to something like this. Yes, I think it's pretty much better now. Alright, take my move tool, drag it here. Alright, then I'm gonna pick or draw another rectangle, a bigger rectangle here, also like this. Bigger rectangle here like this. Okay, I think it's good now. Alright, change my color to white. I think it's already in white, so change my edge also. I don't want the edges to be like this, so when I change this one to something like this. Alright, and change the other side to something like this as well. Sure. Pick my move tool, Control plus A to centerize that one. I think it's already centered. Control plus D to deselect it. Pick my arrow to move it to this place. Alright, then I can still move this rectangle tray closer to this one because that will be my date. Pick my text tool by pressing on T and start typing my date. So date, Control plus A to change the font to Montserrat. Okay, change the font size to something like semi-bold. Yeah, semi-bold is something clear. I have to close it a little bit, I think. Yeah, date. Sure, it's okay. Change my color to black because white and black are also some kind of colors that I love using. Alright, so I'm gonna accept it, drag it. Alright, take my move to drag it onto this. Alright, so Control plus T to transform it. I think it's too big. Transform it a little bit like this. Sure, enter. So that's my date. Sure, then pick my rectangle tool or my text tool again and start typing something like 13th. Control plus A to select it and also increase the size. Move it on top of the second rectangle, and I think I am messing up here. So let's search for the second rectangle. So I'll pick my move tool, click on it, and that is what rectangle 4. 13th must be on top of rectangle 4. Sure. Then 13th March. So 13th March. 13th March. 13th March. Control plus A to select everything. Drag it on top of this one, but I think we should change from semi-bold. No, I think we should change or reduce the size as well. It's 13th March. Pretty cool now. Alright, there's a couple of mistakes that I did here. It's not 13th March, but rather What I thought is happening tomorrow. Today being the first time I'm gonna upload my video, that's why I'm making all these mistakes or stuff. 17th March. 17th March. Sure, 17th March. Pick my move tool again. Pick this rectangle 3, and my date. I'm gonna copy everything. Shift, and I'll select all. Control plus J. I'll copy everything. Then I'll drag it to the other side, like this. To the other side, like this. Sure, and I have to position it very well like this. Pick my text tool, click on it. Alright, I'll delete. Oh, no, something bad is happening. Alright, so click on my date, Control plus A, select all, and I say 2021. 2021. Sure, 2021. Let's check and see whether what we are doing is right. Or sure, come here to sure. I think we are doing the right thing. Alright, so what to do next is pick my rectangle tool also and draw a very small rectangle at the very edge of my document. Change my color to white. Change my color to white. Alright, pick my move tool, use my arrow key to drag it somewhere here. I'll be using it later parts in this design on this video, so I'll leave it there. Pick my text tool and start something with the time of this program. The time of this program is what? 9 o'clock. Alright. To 4 o'clock p.m. 4 o'clock p.m. Okay, so at I don't even know this name. At Bebe, as I'm Control plus A, change my color to white. Change my color to white, and also I'm gonna change it from semi-bold to something like semi-bold italic. Sure. Reduce the size to something pretty cool like this. Drag it here. Alright, drag it here. Then I will accept it in Photoshop. Alright, so finally I'll still pick my text tool and start typing something again. Prayer is a game changer. Prayer is a game changer, and I think it's true. Prayer is a game changer. Change my color to what? Black, because it's going to be on top of my rectangle. So I'm gonna select my rectangle 5, and prayer is a game changer must be on top of rectangle 5. So I'm gonna drag it on top of rectangle 5 like this, and Control plus A to centerize it. Control plus D to deselect. Pick my text tool again. I don't want it to be italic, so I'll go for something like bold. Prayer is a game changer. Alright, so finally I'm going to add the logo, the Church of Pentecost logo to this flyer, and that will be all for this one. So I'll still go for my resources and drag to any, just drag and drop it to any of the thumbnails. Pick your move to drag it to what? Your document. Alright, Control plus T to transform it. Alright, just transform it to the size that you think you want. Alright, I think this is pretty much cool. So I'll position it somewhere here. Use my arrow keys to do this. Sure, I will position somewhere here. Alright, so I think it's pretty much better now. All right, so a glorious church revived through prayer, and PRW's in contact present one day prayer first, or dab 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 dab, pray until something happens. Push. I love it. Team. A glorious church revived through prayer. All right, so that's all for this flyer today. That's all for this video today. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and share as well. I promise you, I'm gonna put all the resources in the link in the description below for you to get access to all the resources I use for this video. And also, please, if you are practicing, make sure to show me the final work on my Instagram account. I'm gonna put my Instagram account or my Twitter account details on or under the description for you to get in touch with me, so you can get to communicate with each other very well. All right, it's Frank here, and I thank you very much for sticking behind to watch this video. If this video is helpful to you, subscribe to the channel. Don't leave the channel alone. Please subscribe to the channel. All right, so with all due respect, I say bye bye for now. Meet me in the next video. All right, and I am out.